As for some of our sponsors, we're sponsored by Pinball Joe. You can check out his Twitch stream at twitch.tv/pinballjoe. And all sub dollars to their channel will help benefit the Prevent Cancer Foundation. We're also sponsored by Chrono.gg. As mentioned earlier, you can pick up Titan Souls there, which was run before Bleed. And they've got lots of awesome deals every day. Chrono.gg/AGDQ. And we're going to cut to ad. Be back in just a moment. Alrighty, we are back. Get a $5 donation from Shield Generator 7. Says they've stayed up late to watch the Bleed run. These bosses took me hours to beat. Loving how you make it look so easy. Good luck and beat cancer. Same. Bleed was a lot of fun though. Enjoyed it quite a bit myself. We've got a $20 donation from Uncle Rai Rai. Says, I've never been able to catch an AGDQ live until now, but I'm so happy to donate to such a great cause. You guys are amazing. Let's kick cancer's butt together. Cheers. Cheers, Uncle Rai Rai. And we've got a $25 donation from Luna112. It says, I've been watching AGDQ for years, and it's so amazing to see how big everything has grown. Keep up the great work, everybody. This is for a wonderful cause. Another one of our awesome sponsors here at Awesome Games Done Quick is MagFest. They've got an awesome event about gaming and gaming music that runs 4 days and pulls in over 20,000 people. There's also BitGen Gamer Fest, which is a day long of live video game music every summer in Baltimore. And Magstock, which is a relaxed weekend of camping, gaming, and live video game music. We're sponsored by World 9 Gaming. Helps provide PCs and consoles, arcade gaming equipment, things along those lines across the Midwest. And you can find out more information about them at world9gaming.com. Looks like studio is ready with Furi now. And here we go. You may recognize this man from the previous run.
Remember just talking about your Giant Bomb
Okay,
podcast
we're
on
live now,
HDQ stream
alright.
now.
Perfect. Okay, so this is Furi. The couch is the same, except I'm being joined by Jovo on the
Hello.
right. On your right. Perfect. Quick thing about Furi, because this game's going to start pretty quickly. Like once it goes, it doesn't really stop. HP bars, bosses have HP in the top right. Once the bars empty out, a little square disappears, and those squares are their phases essentially. Are you guys ready for the countdown? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Okay, so the mechanics of this game, you shoot, you slash, you parry, you dash. It's a little bit like Bleed in that sense, actually. But it's also very fast, and this game is nothing but boss fights. So this is the Chain. He's the first boss of the game. He's somewhat tutorial. He's also one of the hardest bosses to do consistently because he has a lot of RNG factors. So that is phase 1 of the Chain down. Also shoutouts to France for winning the bid war for the voice. So the way this boss works is I want to try and maximize my time at damaging him. So I'm going to try and spend a lot of time shooting while he attacks me. and then when I can, I'll do these larger combos after the fact. I wanted to avoid him doing that attack, but that's okay. The melee combat works kind of oddly. You don't have any of the range moves, and then you have a different selection of melee moves you can do. You can charge up your sword, which you normally can't do, and it does a significant amount of damage. You can dash through bosses, and it's a very small battle arena. The game was one of the game's designers worked on Afro Samurai 2, or Afro Samurai, and it really shows. So this is his RNG phase. I want him to do certain attacks, but he may not. This is a good attack for him to do, because that staff's going to come back and almost hit me. Let's see if I get, yes. A lot of bosses, you want to try and get them into the corner so that they teleport for a second, which lets you get a sword charge. And this is going to be his final phase. Most bosses for their final phase have a sort of desperation attack. Their dialogue usually gets a little bit crazy, a little bit more aggressive, and they're invincible for a bit. Normally, you just got to try and survive the onslaught. But this is the first boss of the game, so I can use this to explain mechanics, because he's pretty easy at this point. For example, there's a charge shot, but it has some weird mechanics. If you look at how it clears bullets, it's not really clearing them straight in a line. That's going to matter for one of the fights coming up. And aside from that, this is mostly about dodging and getting in position for the end of the phase. So now these kind of hollowed out bullets can't be shot down. They can't be reflected. I'm just going to dodge over them so I can get to a better position to end this phase and save like a second or two. And this is just a dodging sequence. You have to dodge. I've tried just walking this phase. And you get pretty close, but I would have been hit there if I had dodged. Dodging is also a little bit wonky in this game when you first play it, because it works on release, not on press. So you can charge up the shot, but you'll have some odd moments. And that is the first boss of Furi down the chain.
And real quick, we got a $20 donation that says, Studio, I love you. Greetings from Germany, from your cool and chill forums friend Abraxas. Stayed up all night till 11 in the morning just so I could watch you play games very fast. Good luck on your runs, and please kick Fury's butt for me. Thanks in advance.
So I'm gonna let you guys in on a little GDQ secret. When people say greetings from Germany, a lot of people think it's a joke. Most of the donations actually do come from Germany, and but that one I know is a joke, so I'm calling it out. Okay, this phase went a little bit rough, especially because I accidentally nicked a button to charge my sword, which has a very slow animation, and I just shot something I shouldn't have. The strap is a very manipulatable boss, though. I know what attack she's going to do. The sword is not super useful in some of the early phases because of how she moves and how she always tries to dodge. So it's a lot of this is about getting a lot of shots in and trying to keep her by the edges. Oops. Okay. The strap is one of the longer boss fights in the game. She changes pretty dynamically. Before she didn't really have a melee attack. Now that she's broken free, she's using a scythe as a weapon. I need to control when I actually hit her with gunshots at this point. She'll start dodging a lot more aggressively, as seen there. Also, the battlefield does not help a lot and tends to absorb a lot of shots. Luckily, it absorbs some of her shots. Oh, nope, doesn't absorb some of her shots. So this is going a little bit rough for this phase, but that's okay. There's a larger skip coming out that I want to focus on, so as long as I can get through this phase, I'll be okay. Oh, also this is the beginning of the fight, but it hasn't really come up. She has little machines that you can hit, and we'll distract her for a second. Didn't quite get that dash out. This phase is pretty similar to the others. Now her attack is a little bit different. It's a 4 parry combo instead of a 3 parry combo. But it's actually kind of nice because I get more damage when she attacks me. I'm not in a good position to get her next to the wall, but that's okay. And that is a mechanic that will hopefully not come up too much, but the perfect parry system. where if you get a parry on the last possible frame, the game will be kind and let you get a cutscene attack, but the cutscene attack doesn't do a lot of damage and takes a lot of time. So this is the major skip in the strap, and there aren't a lot of skips in this game, so I have to chase her down from the bottom up, because if not, she'll go off screen. And it's a kind of chase section where she will, oh, there we go. Normally she runs off screen and then will eventually come back and attack you. She's still trying to run though, so I can just chain her down infinitely. And we're reaching our desperation phase. Just gotta get one more combo here. A lot of bosses will react if you attack too quickly, so for example, for that beam, I need to let her attack for a very short second to actually get the damage on her. So the early desperation phases are definitely meant for newer players. Like, they're very shocking when you first see them. For the speedrun though, once you really get used to them, they're not really that scary, and you can do certain things like, I really need a glass of water actually, so I'm just take a swig of this. You can read a donation if you want to.
Yeah. We've got an $11.11 donation from Orby. Says, hey studio, Roy's boy says hi. Let's go for some good burst luck and rip beat.
Rip beat. Phase 2 is a little bit scarier, and there's actually some fun traps. For example, there's some scenery here that respawns, so when your first time through, you'll try and dodge, and a lot of people get hit by that wall down there. But you can charge. It shows how a longer charge on your dash lets you go quite far. And this is, one of the last easy desperation phases. Most of them, from this point on, are going to be quite tricky. It's like I'm really not going to die in these. I know I'm not. The other ones, I'm not positive about. Just need to wait for her to finish attacking. Desperation phase is usually if you have a charged up shot, you one-shot the boss when you hit him, and that is the strap down. On the line, you get what you give. A lot of this boss fight is going to be about reflecting my own attacks back at me. So I'm trying to get 2 charged shots on every panel. Also, not every boss fight has a melee phase, and not every boss fight will eventually have a range phase. If I can make that, be nice. If I can make this one, that'll be okay. Not quite. So hopefully, oh, that was just short of getting the shot I need on him. I only needed him once, but unfortunately, a lot of my prior shots are blocking me. There we go. A little slow, but that's okay. So these attacks are kind of neat because you can parry them. You can dodge them normally, and I'll be parrying them for the most part because it lets me set up. Oh, a little bit early on that attack. I have to destroy his generator to successfully take him down. To do that, I'm going to have to go ahead and kind of take the hit from the orbs. Because if not, you spend too much time dodging. So time just stopped. I can't use my ranged weapon anymore. As a result, I have to just melee him. Oops. That might be a problem. That was a perfect parry. They're not that good, but when you get them, you usually just kind of have to take them. In this case, it's going to let me charge up an attack. And it should let me take him out now. So once again, reflecting these is the strat to go with. The smaller orbs don't really home. This bigger orb ring will. So, gonna take care of it. Also, one orb didn't get hit somehow. Weird. This section's all about moving back and moving forward at the proper time. It's actually easier than phase 2, which I find kind of funny, especially for the speed run. And then it's gonna be a repeat of the last kind of time stop phase from before, but with bigger bullets. So we got time for a donation.
Got a $25 donation from Hayden B. Says, I picked up Fury in 2016 and it quickly became one of my top games of the year. Can't wait to watch it get crushed in the time it took me to defeat a couple bosses. Try not to beat the song too fast. Her theme's the best theme.
So something I find kind of incredible about this game is a lot of the bosses when you first take the game take about maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So it's actually a lot shorter, even though it is like these boss fights are still long, but it's significantly shorter than a casual playthrough. I think at about this time, most people have only killed the chain, if they have. So desperation phase, I can't hit him for a bit. I've just gotta dodge some orbs. And then I got to dodge some rings. But this is actually a fairly dangerous desperation phase. Not so much for this this segment, though. Getting hit here was earlier was not in my best interest. It is for this section right here. So this entire boss fight's been about getting what you give, and I'm just going to shoot these pillars, and they're going to generate a lot of bullets. And the end result is the map's going to be pretty covered, just in everything. I actually don't think I can from this menu, Realkun. Sorry. One second. I need to focus on these guys. Blue shots do half a bar of HP, so I want to get by them if possible. I also spend less time recoiling, and it's going to be a little bit dangerous to finish off these last pillars just because there's so many bullets. But once you get them, you just clear off to the side. The orange bullets despawn. And we got to do one more parry. And that is the line down.
Got a $10 donation from Like Q that says, Hey studio, love seeing you attend these events. Much love for what you do. May the RNG gods be with you.
Thanks, Like You. He's a cool dude. This is the scale. The scale is a interesting boss in that a lot of it's going to be reflecting. And a lot of it is just kind of getting in position against the wall. If I get a full combo, on most bosses, if you get a full combo on them, get a full charge, you can just take them out relatively quickly. Generally, though, knockdowns are not the best thing if you're not going to get a full charge right after. Sorry if the screen's going to be a little bit weird. That is an end result of the scale. Uh-oh. Should be close enough. Perfect.
One thing you'll notice is that he's constantly trying to manipulate the scale over towards the walls. That tends to restrict the moves that they'll end up using, making the fight a bit easier.
Okay, this is one of the scarier scale phases. By standing by the wall, I control where he'll appear, because half the map is now gone from him. Oh, early on the second parry, unfortunately. No, one hit. Okay. This happened to be earlier. Just one more hit would have taken him down. I need to take care of the scale without spending too much time in this phase, or he'll do a very long QT segment. So it's actually one of the scarier parts of the fight, and definitely an easy area to lose time if you mess up. Luckily, he's been taken down. He can do the QT later, and honestly, every other segment he can extend for quite a bit if I don't get the parries down, as I miss a parry. But it's not. I'd have to miss almost every parry. And I'm just setting myself up in the future. There we go. I believe he's going to melee me now. There we go. Uh-oh. There we go. Most bosses, you need to parry them a couple times. The scale's weird in that if you wait to parry his attacks, you actually can't hit him back. So most of these phases have been kind of reflecting. This final phase is a lot of reflecting, but I have to get close to him because it'll spread out diagonally. And that should take him one more hit. One more hit, and he's now in his desperation phase. This one's also pretty dangerous because the game's going to start throwing a lot more at me. Before, it was mostly what I threw at myself in killing those beams, the pillars. For the line, you can actually make the fight easier. Take it a little bit slower, kill the orbs, don't let too many bullets spawn. This fight, though, he just starts sending a lot at you. You can make it a little bit easier by doing what I did, which is killing some of the trails he spawns. And his idea is he was corrupted by the Rider, which is the main character. So that's why everything is green and toxic. We didn't see this in the fight because I skipped over it, but he can spawn clones. So here are the clones. Normally you have to kill them, and they'll do things similar to this, but because it's only in the desperation phase, I just have to make sure to dodge this appropriately. It's actually the same pattern every time. And that is the scale down.
We got a $10 donation from Abraxas that says, "Dear Studio, I'm just letting you know that I am actually German. Thank you very much for embarrassing me in front of all my friends."
I got owned. Dang. Shoot, I thought it was a meme. Well, sorry, Abraxas. Stay German. Or something, I don't know. This is the hand. He's a big jerk. Because he will reflect a lot of my bullets. And so I have to find specific times to attack him. If not, it's really hard to take him down. He's also got some of the weirder melee phases. Oops. What the? Uh-oh. All right, sure. My controller kind of stopped for a second. I don't know why. But we'll see what happens. So he has a very long cutscene. It's very hard to actually combo him down, so it's worth it just to go for the QTE. They actually do significant damage to him. That first phase is surprisingly enough the scariest when it comes to dealing damage, because that reflect. Because normally these attacks are a lot longer, let me do a lot more damage, just so I have to make sure he gets by a wall. Which you did, thank you. He has most of his phases start with an invincibility attack, where I just have to dodge, or honestly, it usually sets up a good chance to punish him. This one, I have to just run around in a circle while he narrates at me and says why I'm not going to win. Okay. There's a bit of RNG here. I'm not getting the best RNG. Got okay RNG. Oh, I got okay RNG. He's always going to do a melee after he does his ranged attack, so I need to make sure I'm close by. And then same thing as before, hit him and try and go for those combos. Ooh, that is back. Okay. This boss can teleport from the wall for some reason. I wasn't sure how to dodge that one. I'm going to be honest. That was a very odd placement for that attack. That's okay. Take him down the normal way. Now that he's thrown away his shield, the hand, I can just shoot at him a bunch, and I need to make sure I parry. I haven't really talked about the parry system, but essentially when their sword flashes white, I can parry enemy attacks. And most things in the game are parryable. There's a lot of range attacks that are parryable too. It does take a second that stops firing, so it's not necessarily the best thing, but most of the time you do want to parry. There are a few seconds where moments where I want to dodge instead. So let's see if we can do this. That works. I need to get a perfect parry on him at some point, either through a charge attack or knocking him down. Oop. That melee phase, he has significantly more HP than most bosses, so the cutscene attacks will actually do a lot of damage compared to normal. This phase is similar to the last phase. He's going to play it very aggressively, though. And he changes up his attacks a little bit. Oops. A little bit too close to the edge there. But I don't think actually, I think I might have missed one shot at that. You sometimes shoot over his head when he's ducked down. So I need to make sure that I'm backing up a tiny, tiny bit. And then Time for his desperation attack. This is just a little bit of parrying. Oops. Gives you enough time where you can charge your attack afterwards, though, and still one-shot him. And that is the hand down.
Got a $500 donation from David Fry that says, "Studio, don't mess up. I know where you are."
Shouts to my roommate. So this is a song, someone mentioned them earlier in a comment. I'm just going to get hit by all their attacks. The song is interesting. You have to use a lot more charge attacks to do in other bosses. Let's see if I can get this. This might be a little bit too much. I think it's a little bit too much, like 2 shots. I might be able to get them right here, though. Oh, nah. A couple seconds lost. Unfortunate, but what are you going to do? So use a lot of charge attacks because she's very, very range focused, at least in this early part of the game, or part of the fight. It's very hard to stay on her. Oops. Attack missed. The cutscene attack doesn't do that much damage, so it's only worth it using it if you're trying to get her out of it, or get her out of the phase.
Tu m'as forcé à te faire ça. Je ne voulais pas te faire mal.
One shot away from skipping the cutscene attack. She doesn't have melee phase at first either. So this is where I show that you can cancel charge shots by dodging. Little orbs got me. So there's a bug here. There's not a lot in this game, but killing her over the air causes her to teleport me outside. And it's actually a nice positioning. Preferably, you don't want her to be there because you can kill her a little bit faster. But it is nice for setting up this phase. That long attack, I can try and cancel it, but I want to make sure I do some damage. Before canceling it. This should take her out of the phase. There we go.
Tu me fais tellement mal. Rien ne t'arrêtera, c'est ça?
A little bit mixed up there because there was some odd parry mechanics. Let's see. It's going to need a hunter down here, and I think one more melee attack should do it. Nope, ran to the platform. That's fine. Need to hit her, but the barrier she put up actually protects her a bit. Okay, final phase, it's similar to the line where I had to kill a bunch of green pillars. It's similar here, except every time I kill them, instead of generating bullets while I'm being hit, they will start a new kind of end of fight mechanic. Oops. That is the ultimate dodge. At this range, some of these shots are kind of hard to hit, especially if I dodge a little bit too quickly. So that's why I'm having a little bit of trouble with this last pillar. That's fine. I got a jump charged up at the last second too. I might die. Nope. That's the song down.
It's worth noting that for many people, that's one of the hardest fights in the entire game.
Yeah, and then coming up is the hardest fight in the entire game. Welcome to the burst. The burst has a bunch of ways to instantly kill you. Most of these bosses don't. She is a sniper that likes to hide. So as a result, we have to kind of wait for her to leave herself open. And then to make matters worse, she has a lot of little robots. There's a lot of little bits of RNG in this fight. Okay. She doesn't have melee phase at first too, though, so luckily I don't have to position her in any special position. Okay, these are the robots. They're kind of annoying because they can spawn in varying amounts, I believe. And let's see, she has gone one level too low. She runs around a bunch in this early fight. So I can actually parry and it will show me where she is because I start homing in on her location. Oops. Controller got stuck there, unfortunately. With some weird interactions. So you can reflect this, but it's actually a little bit hard to because most of the time when you try and reflect it, you will not be able to. Just trying to skip that phase by just hitting it from there. Because your shots reflect back and will actually cause you to get hit. So if you get hit, you can use invincibility frames to reflect it easily. If not, you just don't fire. I believe there's one little guy just hanging around. Probably down there. Okay. So I just need to wait for her to line up her shot. If you try and run to her when you know where she is, but she isn't firing, she'll just run away. She says this line, no one said we had to play fair, and then she immediately plays fair by giving me a bunch of walls to dodge.
Really very considerate.
So this is an instant kill, by the way, the sniper shot. So she didn't get me a lot of melee attacks, unfortunately. So I need to do this the last little bit of the phase. She'll vary how many times she tries to hit you, which lets you get in more shots. I might be showing random numbers here. That's because she has a set amount of attacks she can use, but she uses them in a random pattern. So that's a 2. This is a 4. Now it's going to be a 1. No, I shouldn't take it. Let's see, this is going to be a good position. She has that same variation of attacks, which is a little bit scary because she has a QT she does if you don't kill her quickly enough. So getting through these melee phases quickly is actually super important. This is a 4. I can no longer shoot her in this phase. Her AI will cause you to retreat if I shoot her while parrying. That's a 2. And now we're going back to the 1. You have to let her finish every sit phase of the attack or she will start retreating. She's dodging that one. That's okay. Coming up next is a 1 attack, and then that will get me to her desperation phase, which is one of the scariest parts of the fight. I actually probably have to run, in my opinion. She's going to throw a lot at me. Jova, how was this boss fight the first time you did her? How was this phase?
This is about a 45-minute experience of just misery.
That's less time than the run.
Yes, it is.
Or more time than the run. So this phase isn't too bad. It's only just, dodging some lines. Don't go to the purple. A sniper shot, I can deal with that. And now this is when it gets hard. She starts throwing in the side shots. Luckily, I have a bit of a plan, but I'll have to adjust my dodging based on where she puts her walls. Got a bunch of shots too, which is a little scary. By a little, I mean very. Like I said, the shot's an instant death, and if I do go down, I have to reset this entire phase. Not the fight. So the 4 attack is now gone. It's just a 1 and 2. And that is the burst down.
That was a really good burst.
Okay, this next fight starts pretty quickly. So, all right, what do you think, Joe? Good RNG, bad RNG?
Bad RNG.
Bad RNG. Because this is a melee only fight. It is very fast. That's phase 1 down.
A good clear can have this boss done in under 30 seconds.
If you get a fully charged attack, the boss goes down in one shot in the first 3 phases. So, I hit him twice there because I couldn't get the fully charged attack, unfortunately. But that's phase 1, phase 2 down. We're theoretically halfway through the fight, but we have this actually longish cutscene, about 10 seconds more. It's a weird fight to actually do because at the fastest times, you mostly spend time watching the cutscene. This is good RNG. Oh, come on, let me bully you into attack. I'll do it the normal way. You can sometimes force him to parry out an attack, at which point you get the insta-hit. This final phase is a little scary, though. You take, honestly, double or triple damage in this fight. So I have to make sure I don't get hit by a whole lot. As you can see, I already took 3 damage from 1 attack. So this will kill me. All right, that's the edge down. Or the, is it the edge? Yeah, that's the edge down.
That's the edge.
Got a $15 donation from Doorgrip that says, saw Medibot on the couch and couldn't resist supporting esports, especially for this cool as heck looking game.
Fury is definitely esports.
This is the beat. She cannot fight me one-on-one very well, so she just uses her map against me. This is also the largest map in the game. Is that a bird? It's like a bird outside or something. Okay. It's weird because I can't hear it well. I can just hear it through the headphones. I'm about to die.
Probably don't do
Okay.
that.
Woo, I didn't. All right, perfect. All planned. The bullets in this section do double damage than they normally would. Also, falling is not death, but it is slow. I'm trying not to do that. No! Beaten by my own hubris. Unfortunately, that's kind of the nature of this fight, is you try and run quickly. And sometimes you just end up taking a fall. Okay, this is the beam phase. Just gotta dodge this. I'll dodge the beams. I'll dodge the beams fine, but my controller will just slip up. Oh, that was a big dash. Got time for a donation during this cutscene.
Sure thing. We've got a $25 donation from Ty Tuesday. Says, glad to see such a great game being run by Studio. That strap skip was rad. Got a $33.33 donation from Terabyte. Or sorry, Terrible. Great to watch somebody take apart a game that kicks my butt. With love to Jordan.
So to quote Ty Tuesday, this game whips ass. That's a good thing, by the way. This is the final melee phase. This is the beat. Everybody feel bad. And that is the beat down.
So one thing about the beat, we actually tried. She'll never kill you. She refuses to actually finish you off.
Oh boy. So time for the star. Star's cool. I prefer most of the American voice actors because I speak English. Well, the English voice actors. But this, I love the voice actor. I think I have to do this in French. What I have to do is I just have to keep spamming my beam shot. I'm in a mech suit, essentially, and fighting, this thing. And as I spam the shot and hit the hands, I can hit the hands multiple times if I kind of move the shot around, which lets me deal damage a little bit faster.
Ta mission était critique. Notre survie en dépendait.
Let's see. This next phase is actually one of the easier parts of the game if I do this right. It's like a lot of this is just dodging, being aware of how much is going on screen. And this next phase is actually no exception to that. But the thing is that there's a safe spot. So they're going to send out a bunch of orbs. And if I just stand, I think right about here. Let's see if the blue orb hits me. Nope, we're good. All right, that's this phase pretty much down. Just gotta keep shooting that hand. We have time for a donation.
Got a $100 donation from Clacksat that says, just wanted to give a quick shout out to Studio, who got me into speedrunning. Stud meme.
Shoutouts to my one of my 3 subscribers on Twitch. So this phase, normally very hard. I actually think you have to almost speedrun it your first time through because there's a dodging phase that is just incredibly difficult, but you skip it by killing the boss quickly. And now we have another, not quite safe spot, but safe area strategy.
Tu as des traits que nous n'avons jamais vus chez les nôtres. Égoïsme, arrogance.
Just by sitting here, I dodge all the attacks coming from the left. I'm going to hit by that one right there, but that's okay. I'm able to do enough damage to the bosses where it won't really matter. I'm probably going to have to go into the next phase for a bit, but I'll be all right.
Un rider ne peut pas faire passer son intérêt avant le nôtre.
And then repeat this. Okay. I'm actually going to call serious time for this next phase, and ironically, just because if I mess up here, it wastes an incredibly large amount of time.
Tu nous déçois, rider.
So the start of the final phase, I think it's about 2 minutes. I should know this, but I always focus so much on the actual movement that I don't really care about the length of the fight. It's very long. I cannot damage the star right now. I can shoot the beam. Just makes me move slowly. There's just a lot to dodge, and like all the other desperation phases, it's just going to keep ramping up. This phase, it's somewhat similar. You kind of got to get used to the motion of the shots, but they're moving slowly enough. You can navigate a bit. You can actually kill these pink orbs. Even if they do detonate, though, you can still fire them down. They're not too scary. You don't really need to kill any of them. You just need to keep your motion going. Be aware of where the blue is going, and then you're fine. You can outrun it just a tiny bit. This next phase, it's all about finding a good time to transition across this steady stream of bullets coming out of the star. So yeah, that's how you transition, you just dodge. But with these shots coming out, it's a little bit trickier. By a little bit, I mean very much so. The shots, if I have to get hit by something, I'm going to get hit by the shots because they do 1 damage instead of 2 from the various beams. I want to end this phase in the left part of the screen, or at least not the right. Because you can start firing a beam. It starts out pretty easy. Just come right to left. We dealt with this before. This ain't a problem. But you'll notice I'm already firing. That's because here come the bullets. These are destructible. My first time through, I did not know that and just kept trying to do this without getting hit. And actually, you can do it. It's very possible. Oops. 1 hit there is not too scary. This is the final phase of the fight. Time is coming up soon. So there's a safe spot for this, but we're just gonna navigate a bit. You gotta carve your path, and the best way to carve your path is try to move as little as possible. That way you're always kind of steady. You always have somewhere to dodge. That's where the section gets scary. Is if you don't have anywhere to go, you might get hit 3 or 4 times. Because right now this is easy. This is just shooting and following a very easy path. But with these rings coming out, it's very easy to get hit. And this is, I think, one of the scariest parts of the game your first time through, because it's a slog of a phase. And not having much HP here is terrifying. Luckily, I should be okay. I'm taking a couple bullets, but that's all right. And that is time. Wait, actually, no, wait, I'm dumb. That is time. Yeah, so, that was Furi. I don't think I died. Did I die?
Nope.
Cool. Yeah, it's.
You fell a
what I
lot,
expected.
but that's another thing.
I got hit a lot. Yeah, no, those were all. Every shot I took was RNG manipulation. Every time I lost was, losing time for the future to save time or something. It's an investment strategy. It'll pay off in a couple years. But yeah, I've been Studio. I should do the shout out, follow me on Twitch and all that at Soviet Waffle. But that was Fury and Bleed, and yeah, enjoy the rest of AGDQ.
Alrighty. Thank you, Studio, for some awesome runs there. This is Awesome Games Done Quick, raising money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Got some donations here. Got a $10 anonymous donation. Here's my donation because Furi was the best game of 2016. Synthwave Hype. Got a $20 anonymous donation. It says, hello GDQ. We're in nursing school right now, but GDQ is